With this first exercise, we're really getting that glute med activated. So you're basically going to support yourself off the wall and lift your knee away from the body. So you should start feeling a burning on that left glute as the left leg comes out. This is just a front view to show you what you're aiming to do. Again, you're most likely going to need support to make sure that you are able to do this from a stable position. From there, we're moving on to a glute bridge off the ground. You want to really emphasize that lower back touching the ground before you lift the hips off the ground. This is essential to execute this correctly. Otherwise, you'll dump all the weight into your lower back, which you want to avoid. Now, ideally, you'll progress to a single leg glute bridge, lower back drives into the ground, and then lift the hips off the ground for each repetition. And really feel that glute staying nice and strong, in particular when you lift it off the ground. Nice and slow and controlled for each rep, and after 30 seconds you're going to do the other side. From there, we're going to go into a side plank. Again, we're going to go for 30 seconds each side. You can start off from your knees if that's going to be, the easy option. You want to make sure your tailbone is tucked under here and you're squeezing your glutes. If you want to progress it, you can extend the top leg. Again, make sure the tailbone's tucked under. And then we can progress it to both legs the hips off the ground completely, and you're pushing through the feet for this one. You can also extend the arm to make it a bit more challenging. After that, we're going to go into a dead bug, another core activation exercise. And I'm really focusing on keeping my knees pulled up to my chest towards my knees, keeping that tension on the core. And then I'm going to simply extend the opposite hand and the opposite leg, maintaining that lower back position with the ground. There should be no space with that lower back on the ground. This is essential for this movement to ensure that the core is staying active. And throughout the position, you should be constantly crunching yourself up, making sure that you're driving that lower back into the ground. The final movement is the Spiderman lunge. So we're going to pop up into a push-up position. You want to be really careful here that your hips aren't sagging and you're not staying strong through the arms. So you want to push the ground away, lift the hips up like you're going to get kicked in the stomach, and then step forwards. Now you can also lock out the back leg, but this does require quite a bit of flexibility. And then you're going to reach that opposite arm forwards. Now, you don't have to go to this extent of mobility. The most important thing is that you're pushing the ground away, your hips are not sagging. Step your leg as far forward as you can. And if that still is too challenging for you, we can regress it to going off your knees. Just make sure that you're tucking the tailbone under, and then you can step forwards, reach the opposite arm. And this is a really good beginner's option if you're really struggling with the mobility. It's a really good stretch for the front of the hips, and it's going to help open up that tight area from the lower back.